Tonight the sky is dark. No sliver of silver exposes her hideaway. The new moon, a time of endings and beginnings. Hello everyone, welcome back. I have some lemon, ginger, and rosemary tea for you. A few weeks ago, I got on the phone with Sophia Kareen, the musician, and she let me know that she and the Bad Posture Club were going on a DIY music tour. She asked me if I would be interested in collaborating with her as an artist. And as we talked on the phone, we talked about her music and her inspiration, and one of her themes is the moon. I've always been interested in the moon and her cycles, and I thought it would be interesting to really explore the moon and the folklore of all of her phases. So I have 3 projects related to the moon that I'm going to be creating. The first is I'm going to be making some moon masks. The second is I'm going to be making some videos about the folklore of each phase of the moon, and they're going to come out at the phase of the moon. And then the third is I'm going to be making some lino block prints about that folklore. So I don't know if Sophia realizes that I am going to go so hard on the moon theme, but I really enjoy having the opportunity to be completely wholehearted about a project. So let's go work on the moon masks. Today the moon is waxing. A swelling sliver of light grows what was begun at the new moon. So one of the big parts of this project that I want to do is I want to go through, learn about the folklore of the moon phases and share about them on social media. And part of the way to make the visual element is going to be making these moon masks. I got this really thick cardboard that I think would be a really great base for these circular masks. So I just have to cut out these moon shapes out of this cardboard, and my plan is to then put hot glue texture on top of them and then paint them. I think it's pretty cool. The new moon. The new moon. A hot glue gun. I think they're really good for building up texture, especially for the new moon, which is going to be basically all black. We want to communicate that it's a moon. So I did that first layer of hot glue. Can you hold that tension? That tight stretch between comfort and calling, between that voice that says, "Who do you think you are?" and the whisper that says, "Keep going." So I have made all of the bases for my moon masks. I did all of the hot glue pieces so that there would be texture. Now I just have to cover the hot glue with gesso. Then I have some colors that I'm going to add, like gray, and I have some rock paint, so I'm kind of bringing back the rock paint era a little bit to give it some texture. So unfortunately my microphone died while I was filming this, but basically I painted the shadow part of the moon with the black, and then I sprinkled charcoal from my pigment collection onto the wet paint to add some texture. Then it was time to add depth to the light part of the moon. I used some of my grayish rock pigments and mixed them with gel medium and painted it onto the moon, particularly around the craters. I just took my time and added some gray and some white just to give more depth I wanted it to look irregular, but also variable. So some parts I kept more white, and then other parts I darkened in order to really emphasize the craters. And then I finished it all off with a little bit of silver glitter to both the light and the shadow parts, and I feel like that really added something. This is the stage of distillation. You are gathering, refining, and preparing. Can you hold your vision even while it is still becoming? I want to just give you a little glimpse into the process of filming the actual moon videos. So I've been filming them at the pace of the actual moon too, so I haven't filmed them all at once. I'm filming them when it gets close to that moon phase. So I'm like taking this opportunity as I'm filming to like really feel into the energy of that moon. And I think before I did this exploration, I had the impression that the moon was like a very beautiful energy and was like a feminine, like sweet energy, but it has some whimsical aspects, but it also has like just this intensity. It feels more like an ebb and flow between like intensity and strength and then releasing and like power, but not towards not power towards good or evil. It's just like force. It's like, I mean, it makes sense. It's like the tides, and then it has this rest. It's just so rich. And tonight the moon stands at her highest power, round and radiant, a perfect mirror in the sky. She does not hide, she does not waver. She casts her silver gaze on all that lives, and nothing escapes her light. I was really excited about making the lino blocks, and by the time I started working on them, I was really crunched for time. I started out by designing all of them on my iPad, and I was finishing the stories as I was filming them, so I had to design the illustrations I was doing along with everything else. When it was time to start carving, I traced the images off my iPad and then transferred them onto the block. Then I would mark a guide for myself to know what to keep and what to carve. I eventually figured out I could use India ink and it wouldn't smudge all over my hands whenever I carved it. And luckily I had a few friends help me do some of the carving. I really would have struggled to finish if they hadn't offered to help me. When the blocks were complete, it was time to print. And now the light begins to wane. We enter the time of waning gibbous, the first sigh of release. The event's on Tuesday, so I have to print a bunch of things, and I already started printing. I finished the new moon. So there's a few elements to this process. I'm going to be making some accordion books to sell. I'll only have 4 at the actual event, but if people want more, I can make more of them. And then I'm also making these flags that'll go around the stage. I only have today and tomorrow to work on all of this, so hopefully I can get it all done in time. So here are some things I have to do. I have to print everything, and then I have to go get the stories that I've been telling on social media. I'll print it out to be inserted onto these pages. I have to sew the flags onto a banner. I have to glue together all the books. Oh, I really like this one. I really like this one. This is so cool. Oh!
point of view can be separate from you as though fire or air, water or land can be divided by a line or a fence. When you kiss my knee, you kiss all of me, and when you cut me into pieces, I do not cease to be. When you kiss my knee, you kiss all of me, and when you cut me into pieces, I do not cease to be.
Putting together the books was such a satisfying experience because it felt like I was really putting together every element of the project into one cohesive object. I loved cutting the paper, folding the pages, gluing them all together, printing the final moon cover, and hand lettering the beautiful name. And I could feel like little pieces of my heart were infusing each of the books, and they feel like precious altar objects that I feel so proud of. The moon now wanes into her third quarter. This is the moon of discernment, a moment of stripping down to the truth, when only what matters can remain. And then the event finally came to be. Everything that we had prepared for led to this moment. I was a little bit nervous before the event happened, but once I met the beautiful musicians, I immediately felt at ease. They were so easy to get along with. Trevor, the venue host, was super welcoming and helpful, and he even made a special holder to hold up the flags that I made. It was so sweet. We all set up for our beautiful event, and then we were ready to offer all of our work. So people were really excited to try printing. I think it was a really great entry-level craft for people to try, and people were really happy to get to know me and learn about the moon, and it was so sweet to be able to offer my art in that way. The musicians were so beautiful, and they cultivated such an inspiring and restful energy. I felt like everyone could just relax and enjoy the moment together, and people were lying down and eating the potluck food, and it drew a very intergenerational crowd.
The dream alive, I know I've made a mess of things, but I'll clean it up if you give me some time.
When it was over, everyone involved in the creation of the event, we all took photos together wearing the moon masks. And seeing all of my moon masks being worn by everyone was just like the most delightful experience ever. I was like dying laughing, and like everyone was just so willing to be silly together, and it was just such a beautiful time that it reminded me of how sweet life can be and how wonderful it can be to be in an environment of people who are just willing to play and have fun and not take things too seriously. So it was a really super wholesome experience, and it went way better than I even thought it could. So I'm so grateful that it went so well. The moon has thinned to her final thread of light. This is the waning crescent. the last breath, the hush before beginning again. So I'm finally on the other side of this moon journey. What a journey it has been. At the beginning of this project, I could only see how much work it was going to take, like a big mountain of effort. And now that I'm on the other side of it, I feel like I really accomplished a lot. And I feel really proud of myself for having committed to this. And I think there's something really valuable about devoting my heart so much to something that I want to exist in the world. I feel really fulfilled. I think I accomplished something, and I grew a lot as an artist, and it really showed me what I was capable of. And it was also really beautiful to have the experience of sharing my art in person. I had never done that before. So if you would like a piece of my art in person, I have a few of these books for sale on my website, and I also have a digital version available for purchase on there too. And I highly recommend you check out both Sophia Kareen and the Bad Posture Club. Their music is so beautiful, and ever since the event, their music has been stuck in my head. And so it's been like an internal soundtrack as I've been working on all of these things. Thank you so much for watching, and I really look forward to sharing the next project I have in mind with you. I look forward to seeing you then.